Hi, Dave Witt here with the Easy Real Estate Live podcast, and still sitting down here at beautiful Riviera Maya Unico Resort. And today I wanted to talk to you about your first 2 years in real estate as a real estate investor. Some of the things you need to think about. And the first thing you need to think about is how you're going to find a motivated seller. Because that's the crux, that's the whole key to getting a start. If you can find one motivated seller and get their property under contract for a really good wholesale price, you're in the game. Suddenly you're the prom queen. Everybody wants to talk to you, everybody wants to shake your hand, and everybody wants your deal. And you'll be able to pick up a good wholesale assignment fee on that, and that'll get you in the game. It'll kind of get you in the club, and people will immediately figure if you did that one, then you can do another one. So that's kind of the key with getting started. That gets you in the door, especially if you don't have a lot of money. Now, if you do have a lot of money, that's great. And I find that a lot of people want to, jump to the head of the line, so to speak. There's a defined step process to become a real estate investor the right way and keep yourself out of trouble. And that process builds your investor intelligence. It gives you the experience to know what to do, what not to do, how to know a scam from a good deal. And that all starts with wholesaling. The very first thing is once you decide you want to do real estate investing, you need to focus on finding a really good wholesale deal, because that'll give you experience in working with a contract, working with a seller, finding a buyer, and marrying the two together without you investing a lot of money, to get the deal done. You're gonna pass it off to somebody else. Now, a lot of people want to just jump right in to buy a rental house. Let's say you've got a good job, you're making good money, and you've got some money in the bank, or you decide, okay, I'm gonna buy a rental property right out the gate, or I'm gonna buy a rehab property, a fix and flip right out the gate. If you don't spend the time to get to know people to steer you in the right direction, you're very liable to wind up with a shark who's going to try and take your money. Now, by doing the wholesale deal first, you're going to find out who the players are and who the sharks are. And somebody told me one time, when you go to a new RIA meeting, take a notepad with you, and in the middle of the meeting, stand up and tell everybody that you're a brand new investor and you're looking for deals, and you're looking for people to learn from people. And when people come up and talk to you, write their name down. He said, write their name down, and then don't ever do business with any of those people without checking them out thoroughly first. Because he said the sharks circle you first. When there's new blood in the water, there's new meat in the water, the sharks are going to be the first to circle it. So he said, always watch out for that. But by getting your feet wet with a wholesale deal, you'll learn to spot the people that are trying to take advantage of you from the people that seriously want a deal. All right. Once you get that first wholesale deal under your belt, then you can move on to looking for rehabs, because you're gonna meet the contractors, you're gonna meet the hard money lenders that you're gonna need, because they're gonna kind of show up doing these wholesale deals. Someone else is gonna bring a hard money lender in to show them the property. Well, you gotta hone in on the hard money lender, get their name, get their phone number, because you're gonna need them. Any of the contractors they show up with, get their name, get their phone number. You're building your Rolodex, if people even use that, your database, let's use that name. Where you're building your database of people to call when you get ready to do your fix and flips. And then when you head into the fix and flips, realize it's going to take some money on your part, and you're going to have to probably bring in a hard money lender or another investor to either partner with you or finance the deal. But it's going to take some money on your side. A wholesale lender does not want to pay for the whole thing. He's going to want you to have some skin in the game. He's probably going to want to spend 80% of what it's going to cost. He's going to want you to have some money in the game. if you get to know them in advance, you can sometimes get a hard money lender to pay for the whole thing as long as you've got the fix-up money, or you can find it. And the next thing they're going to look for is see if you have any other income. So if things start getting a little shaky, you'll still be able to make the interest payments. That's important to the whole hard money, the hard money lender. Once you get into your fix and flips, and then you're going to get a big database of people. You're going to know people. And if you want to start finding some rentals, then that's the juice. Those rentals are going to build you long-term wealth, long-term cash flow, and you can buy into a rental. But first, I would recommend, like I spoke before, do some master leasing. Find somebody that's a bad landlord and master lease their property. It's also called sandwich leasing. I just like the term master lease because that's a lease that gives you carte blanche to do whatever you want to with the property, but still leaves them with the maintenance and repairs. So all you're doing is the day-to-day operations. So you're going to lease it, and then you're going to find somebody to pay more, and then that bit in the middle, that's what you take. It may only be $100, it may be $200, it may be $300 a month if you can really pull a great deal off and you're really good at it. But those are the ones that don't cost you anything. That's a way to build a rental portfolio without it costing you any money. You're trading, it's basically sweat equity. You're doing the hard stuff, and they're getting their property rented, and they're making their money, but you're taking some of the cream off the top, and it's not costing anything. And like I said before, $200 a month times 10, it's $2,000 a month. Now you just replaced a week of income. So this is very important that you realize you can do this kind of stuff and not focus on making a bunch of money right out the gate, because it's those building blocks that you add. That's how you build a house, one block at a time. You don't just go, hey, want a new house. You build it one block, one board, one brick at a time. Now, after you get through all of that, and you've got your rentals in place, and you've built your cash flow, and you built your portfolio, and you've got some money in the bank, then if you want to start hard money lending, you can do that. But those are the steps that you work through. You start out with wholesaling, and you don't really start out with wholesaling because you want to be a wholesaler. You start out with wholesaling because you want to learn the ropes. Because you can take my class, you can take any class in the world, but being in the class isn't going to make it the same as you actually experiencing it. I put everything in there that you need to know, right up to where to sit, who to talk, who to look at when you're talking, what to say, what to check on, how to act. But there's nothing like doing it yourself. And getting that first wholesale deal gets you comfortable with talking to people. It gets you prepared to deal with some of the things that get thrown at you, just little things. And it's not like you've got a lot invested in it other than just your time. So if it blows up in your face, big deal. Go find another one. Next. So keep that in mind. Just wanted to share that with you, that there's a hierarchy to how you do this, real estate investing thing. And if you do it right, you don't get in trouble. I've seen too many people walk into this game with a bunch of money in a 401k and just go, hey, I'm going to be a hard money lender. Well, the best way to make $1 million as a hard money lender, if you don't know what you're doing, is start with $2 million, because that's what you're going to be left with after you lose $1 million. I've seen it happen over and over and over. You got to know what you're doing as a hard money lender. It'll kill you. And as a landlord, if you're not good as a landlord and you can't stand up to people and tell them how it's going to be, then they'll take advantage of you. But anyway, I'm going to go enjoy the pool. You guys have a great day, because I'm gonna. See you later.